1, 2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
Ouch.
Don't hurt yourself.
I just hurt myself.
We don't have insurance coverage for that.
I'm filing a workers' comp.
We get the Geico.
I'm
thing.
injured. You know what? I'm injured. I will need to take Thursday and Friday off.
You know what? Go ahead and take
All right.
Thursday off, Friday off for recovery.
Because
Saturday.
you're reasonable, I won't file that complaint.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Because they won't pay. All right, you know what? It is a Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Got a lot to do today, a lot to cover. Matter of fact, we had to change the schedule around a little due to the holiday.
Right.
Usually the Less You Know is on Thursday. But we're going to chat with Rich. I'm thinking probably football, maybe.
Yeah.
It's been a hot topic lately for some reason.
It's something, post-election, it's something that we can all unite behind.
Sure we can.
Red, blue, green, white, maize, yellow, doesn't matter. We all hate Ohio State.
I think that's true. It is.
Yeah.
It is a thing here in this part of the woods. So we'll get to the Less You Know with Rich Perlberg today. We'll take a look at our 2-cent history lesson, our trivia answers from Tuesday night trivia. By the way, there won't be any Wednesday night trivia.
No.
Won't be any Thursday night
You know,
trivia.
a little break.
Won't be any Friday night trivia.
People got things to get ready for. Family coming in.
Yeah, got to get the corn.
You got drinking to do.
Because relatives are coming
Exactly.
over, or you're going
You
there.
gotta go hide the booze.
Hide the good stuff. Sure. It's Mike and John Got It Going On with Mike Marino and John King. And our latest local news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. Drivers through Howell will be making some detours Wednesday. City officials announced South Michigan Avenue will be closed Wednesday between Marion and Mason Road and Livingston Street from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. According to a notice on the city's Facebook page, the shutdown is for crews to install 2 valves to isolate a water leak on Michigan Avenue. Detours will be in place for both the north and southbound lanes of traffic. All semi-trucks traveling southbound are advised to use McPherson Park Drive to Mason to South Michigan. You'll find those details and a detour map on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com. A Linden man charged with assaulting law enforcement during the insurrection attempt at the U.S. Capitol January 6th of last year will remain in custody prior to his trial. 63-year-old Matthew Thomas Kroll was charged with attempted counts of assaulting, resisting, or impeding officers using a dangerous weapon and engaging in an act of physical violence in the Capitol grounds. Kroll, who pleaded not guilty at his arraignment in U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C., has been in custody since his arrest February 22nd in Linden. Kroll's the self-professed executive officer of the Genesee County Volunteer Militia. He also admitted to the FBI after his arrest that he had associated with some of those who've been charged in the plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. A motion by Kroll for pretrial release was rejected by the court due to Kroll's violent rhetoric, association with individuals alleged to have been involved with the Whitmer plot, and leadership of a militia group that led the court to conclude, quote, he poses a concrete prospective threat to public safety, end quote. Authorities contend on January 6th, Kroll attacked an officer with the Metro Police Department, stole his police baton, and then held up the baton to the crowd, using it to strike other officers, including one who was holding a shield. Federal authorities say in the 15 months since January 6th, more than 955 individuals have been arrested in nearly all 50 states for crimes related to the breach of the U.S. Capitol, with over 450 individuals already pleading guilty.
Thank you for communicating that Kroll story to us, John.
It's what I do. You're welcome. Anyway, Livingston County has been awarded a Top Workplaces 2022 title by the Detroit Free Press Top Workplaces. With over 700 employees serving within 18 departments, 5 elected offices, and 5 courts, Livingston County's top priority, according to officials, is providing effective and efficient services to improve the quality of life. Earning the Top Workplaces award is a great accomplishment, according to County Administrator Nathan Bird, who said they're fortunate to have so many dedicated public servants who truly care about the people they serve. Winners of the Top Workplaces designation were determined through the results of an anonymous employee engagement survey compiled by research firm Energage. The survey analyzes job satisfaction and engagement of employees along with the values and organizational health of the company. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by our friends at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
Mark Binkley could barely drive a car when his dad bought the best jewelry store in town from Mr. Cooper. He spent a lot of time there after school and weekends, enough to know that he loved the jewelry business. Mark and his family were exiting a Sunday church service when Mark saw something more dazzling than any precious stone: barbelockery. Successful and beautiful was a combination too great to resist, and around Valentine's Day, a nervous and pale Mark Binkley asked Barb Lockery to be his bride. They were married in the rustic, cozy church sanctuary where they met, and decided to build Cooper and Binkley Jewelers together. You'll see them there every day, working hard just like you, helping people make special times in their lives even more special, with a gift from Cooper and Binkley. They'd love to hear your stories of romance at Cooper and Binkley Diamond Jewelers in lovely downtown Brighton.
All right.
If you haven't heard yet, on the Mike and John Podcast.com website.
We have a website?
We happen to have a website.
I think we've been through this. Yes.
We are giving you a chance to win a beautiful necklace from Cooper and Binkley Jewelers for the holidays.
And we're giving you more than one chance to do so.
Multiple chances to enter to win. Just go to mikeandjohnpodcast.com for all the details.
Right.
And you'll see that necklace too.
In fact,
we have fax. Yes, we do. Not a fax machine.
You have up to, I did some investigation on this. There are 9 total different ways.
I thought there were only 6.
There's actually 9.
Look at you.
If you go to town, there are ways to.
I've been to town.
Well, yeah. Watch out, though. Michigan Avenue's closed.
It is.
But yeah, no. One of our dedicated listeners found 9 different ways to enter, and they're all legit.
Are we going to list them off? Are you just going to let other
well,
people?
You
have to invest.
You got to
come on. A little something for the effort there.
Exactly. Yeah. We're giving you a $500 pendant. I mean, put some time and effort in, will you?
Come on, get off your butt.
So
you know what? This is a way to get away from the relatives at Thanksgiving. Oh boy, here we go. Let me just go check and see how I can enter to win this beautiful necklace from Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. Yeah. How about that? Yeah. So I'm only on my second entry right now. I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll
7 more to go.
How long are you guys going to be here? Another couple hours? It's going to take me about that long to finish up the entries. So
I'm taking my time.
I'll see you next year.
It won't take you that long, but still, it's a great getaway.
Bye-bye.
'Tis the season. That's what they say. 'Tis the season. You hear that all the time this time of year, whether it be holidays, Thanksgiving, turkey, food, booze, all that kind of stuff.
Booze.
I said booze. Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Thanks to all those that commented on our Betty Rubble discussion yesterday. All right. So in trivia last night,
brought to you by real estate agent Tanya Zirkle, sold by Tanya Z. Her motto: "Comfort is the key to home."
This gives us a little insight when we look at the question as to where people are at this point in their lives and how they think, and a little bit of an insight as to what they're all about. The average American has $90 worth of this in their house. The question, what do they have? $90 worth of in their house.
I mean,
Nancy said butter.
Well, this time of year, you might.
$90 worth of butter? How big are the tubs, man?
It's a lot of butter, right?
Gail said plastic or paper serving plates. You know, it's this time of year.
Well, it's still a lot.
Frozen food.
Right.
That's a good guess.
Yeah, they can be expensive.
Yeah.
You got a
freezer. Go over to Lisa's house. She said chocolate.
Oh.
Pat said booze. Pat Convery. Good old Pat. We're going to Pat's house. Although, when you think of $90 in booze, depending on how you...
Well, what kind of booze you buying?
Well, that's the thing. Maybe you got a lot of the lower shelf.
Right.
Or you just have one bottle of like third tier.
Right.
Because top tier, you're going over $90.
At the Ark Livingston fashion show, they had a cork pull thing where you pay $20 and then you reach into a bag and you pull out a cork that has a number on it. And then you get the associated bottle. And they had like a table with all these bottles of liquor and wine.
Booze.
And some of them are top shelf, high end. So you're like, oh, maybe I'll get a chance at that, awesome whatever.
Look at that. Mohawk.
I got the gallon and a half of spiced rum.
Yo ho ho.
Which I had to lug around. I'm like, well, maybe I should just
I don't have a problem.
Take the $20. It's a contribution, and I, not top shelf.
Whitney said cleaning supplies. Gene said Bath and Body Works, like hand foaming soap. The fancy stuff. That can be expensive.
Right. Madonna says coffee pots. She said she just got a Keurig and
pods.
Yeah.
I thought pots. That's a lot of coffee pots.
Went a little nuts.
Yeah. Well,
Though the pods can be depending. Again, are you getting the top quality?
Or are you going?
I mean, 'cause
Costco?
sometimes you get the knockoff. Yeah, if you go to like Costco, they've got the Costco brand.
Walmart brand.
Right. Yeah, close enough.
Good grief coffee.
Okay.
Andrew said cheese.
Right.
That's a lot of cheese.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, that's good, guys. Because
Linda.
you know what? That stuff's getting expensive, man.
I still have my pandemic reserve laid in.
That should be the new brand.
Yeah.
Pandemic reserve.
Pandemic reserve.
I'm using it. Do you have a roll of
It's
Pandemic Reserve TP?
That's right.
Dollar Bill says, Melinda, we're not sure what she does for a living.
Well, tonight is the busiest Wednesday night
Yeah.
before Thanksgiving, the busiest bar night.
Yeah, that's when we go hang out and get crazy with all the kids.
I'm sure the gentlemen's clubs will be hopping with all the gentlemen.
And the college girls working
Yes,
their way to
of course, yes. Yeah.
Laura says meat in the freezer. Laundry soap says Mike Tipton. Expired food said Audrey, $90 worth of expired food. Well, that could be just some good beef that you forgot you had. And that's gonna smell
unless
good.
it's frozen, you're gonna know sooner than later.
Cassandra said batteries.
Right.
Brandon, our good friend Brandon, said tampons. $90 worth of tampons.
That can be expensive.
I don't know.
This is me at the store with my wife and saying, I need, whatever the feminine hygiene product is. And they've got the whole wall. And me holding up my phone and I'm like,
all right. This is the thins or, you think about that. They have tampon thins and then the extra padded. It's almost like getting Ritz crackers.
You know what? Facebook. FaceTime. All right, which one of these? Which one is it?
You didn't. Match the picture to the box.
Just call out when you see it.
Snacks, said Sharon. Another alcohol suggestion from Diane. Boy, we have a lot of people who got a lot of booze laying around the house. Molly says light bulbs. That's a good guess.
I mean, if you got the...
usually you buy more than one in a pack, too. So, Jeff said magazines. You just don't see... and how much it costs. Or if they're vintage.
Well, yeah.
You got to have the vintage magazines.
Where are you keeping those, Jeff?
Megan said wine. So did Marlene.
Right.
Again, wine can be pretty expensive. Liz says canned goods.
Yeah. Now, did you read Jeff? He said beer, but it's rapidly diminishing. So, if you're going to Jeff's house, you better get there soon. All that's going to be left is the PBR.
Jeff has the cold beer. We did have a couple people that guessed the correct answer.
Right.
And the first of which was our friend Jordan Genso.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Right.
He said coins.
Yeah.
The answer loose change, so you assume the coins are loose.
So $90
worth of coins. See, that's my retirement thing. Again, we got this jug, and that's where the quarters go in.
Right.
So
it's quite a plan.
Got about $90 ready for retirement.
Yeah. I'm
About
sure
2
our
years
friend
down
Bob
the
Laura
road.
would be like, "Oh, very impressive."
Yeah.
Yes.
You going to Coinstar?
That'll
with
last
that
you
thing?
an hour in retirement.
Yeah, loose change or
All right.
coins. Congratulations to Jordan, and I believe Patricia and a couple other people got that as well. So thanks for participating in Tuesday Night Trivia, brought to you by Tanya Z, sold by Tanya Z, Tanya Zirkel, real estate agent whose motto is comfort is the key to home. Find her online at soldbytanyaz.com.
Sold by Tanya Z. So if you want to sell your home,
Call Tanya.
yeah, or if you're looking to buy a home,
Call Tanya.
yeah, maybe she should get another website. Well, not bought by Tanya Z. I guess that would make sense
Buy by Tanya Z.
because she's not buying.
That wouldn't
anything.
make
She'll
sense.
help you buy. it.
Buy by Tanya Z.
No,
That's
no,
it.
I think sold. Yeah, I guess
Sold by Tanya Z.
I guess she knows what she's doing. We should probably stop.
You should probably zip it now.
Okay.
So, a couple of things. We mentioned the necklace, right, with Cooper and Binkley Jewelers
Yes.
for Christmas.
Right.
On December 3rd, we're going to be in Fowlerville for the Christmas in the Ville celebration.
I heard that.
And we're going to pitch a tent.
Don't do that.
We're going to put up a tent.
Thank you.
How does one pitch a tent? So anyway, we're going to put up a tent. We're going to have a table there. We're going to have some entry forms there. We're going to have the new Mike and John hopper there when I get it. And we're going to give you a chance to win $1,000
That's
cash.
right. $1,000 cash. Must be 18 over to enter.
That's a good Christmas present
One
right there.
entry per household.
Yes.
And we'll be out there.
No pen stealing.
Later in the afternoon on Saturday, December 3rd, leading into the parade, which is set for 6 o'clock through downtown Fowlerville.
Oh, the parade's at 6?
Yeah.
Okay. We got to be there before 6
Yeah.
with our tent.
We'll be there before 6.
Yes, we
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
And so will our tent and our hopper and the chance for you to win $1,000.
Right.
We're not going to give it away right there. You're going to enter there
Right.
at the Christmas in the
We're not
Ville.
going to have the cash there. So
No, we can't
all
carry
you
that
would-be
much money
robbers,
around with
forget
us.
about it.
And we're lucky if we have $2 in our pocket. So Monday after Christmas in the Ville,
All right.
we'll draw for the winner of that $1,000 cash. 10 bends, as they say.
Yes. Is that
10
what
bends.
they say? Oh,
We're giving you 10 bends for Christmas.
I didn't know that.
10 bends.
Yeah.
Bend times 10.
All right.
There you go.
Stop.
Is that enough? That's a thou.
By the way,
A thou for thou.
we have an instantaneous reply from Jordan because I let him know that he correctly guessed the trivia.
And what did he say?
He has already responded and said, so my correct guess ratio is now about 1 out of 80. I should play the lottery.
Well,
That's
there's more
it.
chance
Yeah.
of guessing our trivia correct than winning the lottery, actually.
true.
But he can take that loose change and buy lottery tickets. Look at that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, financial advice right here. You didn't have to pay for
That's
it.
what we're here for, I guess.
Yes, we are.
Of course, we're Mike and John Got It Going On, brought to you by Firehouse Doors. We've been serving Livingston County they've been serving Livingston County residents for the past 24 years. Family owned, they strive to treat each customer like family. I am a customer, and I can tell you I get exemplary service. The spring to my garage door broke during a power outage, much less, and they came out and repaired it without any power. I thought for sure, I called and said, hey man, I'm out of power, so we probably got to delay this. Nope, we're coming anyway, don't worry about it.
That's right.
I'm like, are you sure? Oh, no, we got it. And they did. Excellent service with Firehouse Doors. Also, veteran-owned, Mike Witt, a proud U.S. Air Force veteran. And, of course, they're your one-stop shop for residential, commercial, and rolling steel overhead door needs, or the RSODs.
Don't forget about them being an authorized distributor of CHI overhead doors.
The only authorized distributor in Livingston County.
That's right.
Give them a call today. Firehouse Doors, 810-599-7480.
We'll get to our 2-cent history lesson in just a few minutes, but first, The Less You Know with Rich Perlberg. And of course, big weekend coming up in college football.
Is it? I hadn't heard.
I believe Ohio State and Michigan are playing.
I believe that's right.
That
Yes.
is it. Good morning, Rich.
This weekend, guys. That's why you called me, because I'm up on these things.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are. You're the guy that's going to tell us just how...
The game. In fact, I was just reading a Free Press story that they said virtually everyone in the world will be watching this game.
Wow.
Wow,
that's
that's-
a lot of people.
I'm thinking a few stations stations in Bangladesh might be turned elsewhere.
Well, they cover their bases by saying virtually.
Virtually.
They got that little clarifier.
Not literally.
Yeah.
So the hype has long started.
Yeah. No, well, this rivalry has been so big for so long, especially with the Bo and Woody era.
Yes.
And did you think going into the beginning of the season, I mean, Michigan had a good season last year, and did you think they would be undefeated at this point this year?
That's a really good point. And I was thinking about that in preparation for this call, that it's amazing how your expectations and standards change as the season goes on. And, I thought Michigan would be good, but, they lost so many good players on defense. Everything went right last year, and the so-called experts had Michigan's over-under at about 9 wins. So here they are 11-0, and you're saying, oh my God. Now the season comes, before the season started, if you had told me 11-1, I said, oh, good season, great season.
Yeah.
Now it all comes down to, is it going to be successful or not if they don't win in Columbus Saturday? But so no,
that would be if people start criticizing the program because of that loss, but it is the one you really want to win.
It is, and I think I'm overstating to say to criticize it, but I think the thing that could happen is that Michigan doesn't win, especially if they don't do well, then there's going to be all these talks about, they had a weak schedule, they weren't ever as good as their record indicated, that type of stuff. But it's pretty hard to get too down on a team that's like 11-0, and if they turn out to be 11-1 and have to go to the Rose Bowl, that's hardly a disappointing season.
But it will be at this point, I think, for the Wolverine faithful.
But before the championship game and all that, the Rose Bowl, wasn't that the one you wanted to go to?
That was it.
So
Absolutely.
That was the whole bowl thing. We're not into the national title. We just want to go to the Rose Bowl.
Right. I mean, look, I'm not trying to say, 11-1 is impressive, and going to the Rose Bowl, absolutely, but it still would be a disappointment.
Yeah, without a doubt. And who knows what's going to happen? It got so many questions with their injuries. I mean, their top running back is questionable, and his replacement hasn't played the last 2 weeks. Their tight ends are all out. One of the receivers is gone. They're struggling on injuries, and they really need all hands on deck against a team as powerful as Ohio State.
Yeah. And they're undefeated as well, right?
Well, and they were supposed to be undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the Notre Dame game, they've been heavily favored in every game, and they won that game. Their offense is really impressive.
DraftKings.
I did something I used to do as a youngster when I was worried about Ohio State's dominance, and I tried to get some confidence. And I took the scores of all their common opponents. They've had 6 common opponents. And Ohio State's averaged about 50 points a game in those games.
Wow.
And Michigan's about 35. So the only glimmer of hope is that Michigan has had better defensive scores in those games. Not by a lot, but their defense has been pretty decent. So, but can they stop a team as multifaceted as Ohio State?
DraftKings has the Buckeyes up by 10 points.
Yeah,
betting thing.
And I don't know how much of that is taken into account whether or not Blake Corum plays. I mean, when he went out last week against Illinois, the offense just stopped. I mean, there was, and that's been probably one of the big questions for Michigan. Is in my mind, I mean, J.J. McCarthy won the quarterback contest, which was kind of unusual. You had a returning quarterback from a team that went to the national semifinals and won the Big Ten titles, and he gets beat out by a sophomore.
Right.
And he was supposed to fling the ball around and bring all this athleticism. McNamara was kind of dismissed as a maintenance quarterback, a game manager. And J.J. McCarthy was going to be this great athletic quarterback, and he's been more of a game manager. He doesn't throw the ball much. The passing game has been, I think, has been kind of a disappointment. They've depended more and more on Blake Corum. So there's going to be a lot of questions as to how much can he do in this hostile environment. I mean, statistically he's had a pretty good year, but he hasn't been a breakout quarterback like I think a lot of the Michigan faithful were expecting.
Well, and they're on the road, and I guess Michigan has not beat Ohio State in Ohio State since Bill Clinton was president.
Really? Has it been that
since
long?
2000.
2020. 2020. Yeah.
No,
I mean 2000.
2000.
I meant 2000. Yeah, over 20 years.
so
Over 20 years.
so a win.
Michigan fans know they did beat them once when the refs screwed them. You know, we wouldn't be Michigan if we weren't.
Yeah. Other than that,
Yeah.
I mean, do you want the scoreboard results or the real results?
That's right. Okay.
This sounds like an election.
Yeah.
thing.
Wait. Now, hold on here.
Old Dominion was running the scoreboards that one game. Or Dominion, whatever that is called. But no, I think the question on Michigan is going to be, as good as their season has been, and when they're that good, you've got to start nitpicking. They haven't been good at scoring touchdowns. The reason their kicker has set a team record for field goals is because they don't get in the end zone. He's got to kick field goals.
I don't want to brag, but I trained Jake Moody when he was when he was like 12.
Northville?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
he played.
Did you teach him to grow that mustache?
No, he was a baseball player. He played baseball with my son, so yeah, I was doing group training and Jake Moody was there. So that's my selling point is I've trained this kid.
Yeah.
He came over twice.
Nice job. Jake Moody has ice in his veins.
He
Just
does.
amazing.
Yeah.
The kick that got all the glory last week was the last second kick that won the game, as it should.
Yeah.
But I think his most impressive kick was earlier in the game in the third quarter against a ridiculous win. He nailed a 45-yarder. And was there a doubt about it? He just drilled it. I mean, in the fourth quarter, at least he had the wind at his back. In the third quarter, he was kicking into a gale, and he nailed a 45-yarder. And he's just a great kicker.
Yeah, they are so lucky to have him, and any NFL team would be lucky to have him when that time comes.
Well,
and I don't know if kickers usually don't go in drafts
By
either.
the time he gets into the NFL, he might be too old to play.
Yeah.
He looks like he's about 35.
But honestly, when teams have red zone issues like the Wolverines sometimes do, you gotta have a nail it kicker to pick up those points. I mean, that otherwise, because that's the difference. I mean, some teams are.
Look at State when they couldn't have a snapper and they were rolling through the place kickers or the field goal kickers. Spin the wheel, who do we got? Pick a guy out of the stand.
Hey, you got a leg.
They had two chances to win on chip shot field goals, and they missed them both. So, you certainly want to get 3 points rather than 0, but I guess a team like Ohio State, if you're someone for 3,
right?
Yeah, you're not going to win by 3.
Score, you want to get 7 when you get down there.
Absolutely.
But I think the Buckeyes have some injury questions too. They've got a remarkable receiver who hasn't been playing much this year, and he's just brilliant. They've got so many weapons, and the Michigan defense has been good this year. But one of the benefits they've had is they haven't had to been on the field very long. Michigan has dominated time of possession, and I don't think that's going to happen in Columbus. The Buckeyes just got too much going. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, I'd have to bet on the Buckeyes. But that's why these teams are played. There's a lot of emotion. You hope that it's just a good game and there's not some classic error. This would be the game where Jake Moody misses a 30-yard.
Oh, don't you be jinxing it now.
Wow.
No, this is an thing that if you say it out loud,
We are recording this, Rich.
Well, yeah, you won't be. If that happens, you won't be able to find me next week.
Well, I don't know. You may have some splaining to do to your tailgate club there after that remark about betting on the Buckeyes. If you were a betting man. See, it was good preface.
I don't bet on my heart.
There you go. Right.
There's been so many games where I said I should have bet on this game, and then it turned out opposite. So I know enough not to bet.
Smart.
The game's exciting. I mean, I can tell you so many Michigan Ohio State games that I've watched on TV or seen in person, and they're just amazing events. The level of excitement is so high, and I've actually seen a couple of games down in Columbus, and those were experiences, but I survived them. They can get a little out of control in Columbus.
Yeah, they can be mean, especially to Michigan fans.
You guys are mean.
Although unfortunately, it's just that minority that revels in living down to that reputation. expectation. Most of the Ohio State fans I run across are just like Michigan fans. They're eager supporters of their team, but they're good people.
Right.
It's just.
I mean, it's not their fault that their mascot is named after a nut. I mean, that's not their fault.
A hairless nut.
Yeah, a hairless nut at that, right?
The Ohio State Hairless Nuts.
But
I'd be mad too.
I'd have a bit of a chip on my shoulder.
Do the Spartans have a game this year? Or this week?
I don't know.
Michigan.
We get after week 5. I'm like,
Well, after last week, that was quite a showing. Double overtime, and like you said, they couldn't just get the field goal to win it. So
I did look at the stats on it, and I'm doing a little hyperbole, but not much. It's like Michigan State had 500 yards, and Indiana had 200.
Yeah, it was
like that. How did they lose that game? So that was a tough one.
they're playing Penn State.
they're taking on Penn State.
They're at Penn State.
Yeah, and they're looking to become bowl eligible to go to the Tostitos Bowl or.
They can go to the Pool and Weed Eaters Independence.
That's right.
you
It's
go.
really one of those bowls where you're like, really? I'd rather just stay home. That's okay.
It says something about how, and this is getting a little off topic, but still on football. Penn State is probably going to win, so they'll be 10-2,
Right.
and Michigan Ohio State will be 12-0 and 11-1. And on the other side of the Big Ten division, the best team is going to be 8-4.
Yeah.
There's certainly a imbalance of power in the conference right now.
Yeah, out of all those 10, 12, 15, however many teams are in the Big Ten now. So,
Well, wait till Southern Cal and UCLA come in.
yeah. All right. Well, Rich, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you next week.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving,
Yep.
and let's go blue, huh?
All right. Thanks, Rich. Have a great week.
All right, you too.
Regret.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah.
Only because I hate the Buckeyes.
No, I saw a meme, and I'm surprised I haven't seen it in the past. But somebody posted a meme of the Buckeye Stadium that's shaped like a horseshoe,
Right.
with a toilet bowl top, toilet seat. So, all right, yeah, we appreciate Rich checking in a day early for this. Our 2-cent history lesson coming up for this 23rd of November, and it's brought to you by Drew Goebel and our friends at Oakland Insurance. Today is Eat a Cranberry Day. They're good for you,
I will eat cranberries on Thanksgiving.
but they're all mushed up. Just eat a regular cranberry.
Well,
Full size.
I gotta tell you,
go for it.
I like the can, the gel.
The gel
Yeah,
cranberry.
where it comes out,
Oh,
looks like the can.
where it's shaped and even
Yeah.
has the ring
Yeah.
on the
That's
bottom.
classy right there.
Yeah.
That's classy.
Who's going to be the first one to break into that? It's National Espresso Day. It's also Fibonacci Day.
What now?
Fibonacci Day.
And Fibonacci is...
Leonard of Pisa, better known as Fibonacci. It's kind of like the Great Ragu.
no relation to Liberace.
No, Fibonacci.
Fibonacci.
It's responsible for the Fibonacci sequence.
Oh, I know what this is. In nature.
No, it's a pattern of counting where each number is the sum of the previous two.
And you see this in nature.
It is prevalent in nature, John.
Yeah,
That's
thank
what
you.
it says
Yes.
here under Fibonacci.
The Fibonacci.
It's a kind of system that's used widely in computer data storage.
Right. But you see it also in tree branches or in mollusks, the way that the shell is segmented.
Yes.
So it's a Fibonacci sequence.
Now you know. So you learned a little something in this history lesson. Thank you, Drew Goebel. It was on this day in 1889 the jukebox made its debut. The Polaris Royale Saloon
Oh, wow.
in San Francisco. Fonzie's great uncle went up and hit that jukebox. And Hound Dog came on.
What year was that?
1889.
1989.
It's probably a little different looking than what's in
I was going to say.
1945, most U.S. wartime rationing of foods, including meat and butter, ended just in time for Thanksgiving. You'll have no meat or butter. Isn't that when Spam came around? Like
Spam was a World War II thing, I thought. That they,
1945 is when the
yeah.
wartime rationing.
I think that was so they could ship meat overseas to the troops and it not go bad. Except that it was Spam.
It was bad before it got there. Do you know anybody who likes Spam? I mean, this is the thing.
No.
The thing with Spam is it's been around for a long time. It's been mocked, made fun of, but
Right.
it's still selling.
It's a delicacy or preferred cuisine in like Hawaii, I know, in some of the South Pacific islands, which dates back to when U.S. forces were there for World War II, and they
Left all the spam.
They left all the spam. Like, here, you have it.
We're out of here. We're pulling out.
So,
and we're leaving the spam.
I mean, spam is like, first of all, way too salty. It's like, oh my God. I mean, no one has a piece of spam and goes, oh, can I have a little salt on this?
Need salt.
And then it's greasy. Like, you take a bite and the inside of your mouth is now coated.
Well, it's secure then.
Yeah. You see those pictures of the swimmers that cross the English Channel.
Yeah, and they
rub the
put
fat.
Vaseline and
right,
stuff
right.
on.
I think you should just have a piece of spam. Just rub on themselves.
It's spam rub. Great stocking stuffer. It'll keep you warmer in the winter.
Yeah.
So the place where the jukebox made its debut, the Palace, I guess it is, Royale Saloon in San Francisco, was known as a gin joint.
What?
That's what they said. Yeah. See, it says gin joint up there.
So,
and look at those ladies dancing.
You can see the picture here of the fine jukebox where everyone had to have their own headphones plugged into it. So they were figuring it out at that point. They're like, well
they didn't.
Maybe we could put a speaker on it.
It was. They didn't want Dad yelling down, "Turn that crap down." That's swinging music in 1889.
Oh, yeah, was it?
The piano.
Yeah.
Speaking of piano, 1976, Jerry Lee Lewis was arrested after brandishing a pistol outside Elvis Presley's Graceland home. He was demanding to see Elvis, waving the pistol.
Right. The late Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
He's passed away.
Well, he got there on time. But he had his pistol.
Yeah. Well,
It's an interesting story, that Jerry Lee Lewis.
Well, he had his cousin over.
Yes, it was a little weird.
14. Yeah. That wasn't just weird. That was illegal. Anyway.
And yet,
nonetheless,
he was around to wave his pistol.
No.
In 2000,
Yes.
in a setback for Democratic presidential candidate Al Gore, the Florida Supreme Court refused to order Miami-Dade County to resume counting ballots by hand. Those people were tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to count anymore. One.
Well, it was the hanging chads. Don't you remember the
I
hanging
remember
chads?
the hanging chads.
Yeah.
They weren't very good.
I don't know how. I have to believe
They didn't have any hits.
that no, they did not. Although that would have been a great band name.
Hanging chads.
I have to believe the usage of the name Chad to name your kid plummeted precipitously after that. You're like, I'm not naming my kid Chad.
Chatterley, on the other hand, Chadster, 2021, a manuscript of Albert Einstein's early work on the theory of relativity, called one of the most important scientific documents of the 20th century, was auctioned off and sold for $13 million.
Wow. Who bought it?
Somebody that had $13 million.
I mean, what
nerd?
Well,
Scientist?
I mean, you would think, right? I mean, I don't know.
Brainiac? Chad?
Yeah. What Chad bought that for $13
A guy
million?
named Chad.
Yeah.
But that was just a year ago.
You know what?
$13 million.
Elon Musk probably bought it. Erased Einstein's name on it.
And put Elon. I'll keep the E.
I'll keep the E. Or he changed the formulation. Elon equals MC squared.
And that is your 2-cent history lesson, brought to you by Oakland Insurance.
Yes. Of course, if you want to get frank about insurance, and who doesn't? You want the low down. You want the low down skinny. You don't want a bunch of salesmen. Blah.
You don't want the Fibonacci method.
No, you don't. You don't want a Fibonacci when you're talking to your insurance guy. You're looking for insurance. You want peace of mind. you want to know that you're going to get a quality representation. And you will get that with Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance.
Yes, you will.
Because they believe the best in relationships are honest, upfront, and fair. It says so right here.
It also says if you want to be frank, too, you can.
Yeah. So, if you want to be frank, call Drew.
Hello, Drew. This is Frank.
Yeah. Well, that should be his new slogan.
That's right.
If you want to be frank, call me.
That's right. Even if you're not Frank.
Well, no.
248-647-2500.
Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance.
Call him up and say, hey, Drew, this is Frank. Not Frank.
No, not Frank.
Not Frank.
I'm Frank. So, yeah.
All right. Thanks to Drew Goebel and his continued support here on Mike and John. Got it going on.
And
also,
don't forget, over the weekend, over the Thanksgiving weekend, be paying attention to the Facebook page because Drew's going to give you a chance to win a lovely holiday basket of goodies.
There's no spam in that basket.
Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
There is
Don't
not.
check
No,
the
no,
basket.
there's no
Okay.
spam.
No spam in
No
that
spam.
basket.
It's a spamless basket.
All right. Spam free.
Spam free.
Spam free.
It was a great movie. I cried at the end. So, yeah, so pay attention to the Facebook page over this Thanksgiving weekend, and thanks to Drew Goebel at Oakland Insurance.
So what are we doing on the Facebook page this weekend?
I don't know.
We're giving away the basket from Drew Goebel.
Oh,
from Oakland
right.
Insurance.
I
And
thought I just
we'll-
heard that somewhere.
We'll show you how you can do that, but you have to pay attention
We have
to
to
the
pay
Facebook
attention.
page. One of us has to remember to post
Right.
all
One
the
of us will
information.
text the other one sometime on Saturday.
Hey, did
Hey,
you do
when
that?
are we? I thought you were doing it. I thought you were doing it.
We're a very well-oiled
Yeah.
machine.
Oh
here.
God, yeah, you can tell. Can't you see?
This.
Isn't it obvious? I mean, sure, we're out front, and you don't see the staff, the dozens of
team.
staffers, the office that we've got behind us here working
Some of them
overtime.
used to work for Twitter.
Yeah, well,
And we're paying them less than they made there.
we're paying in spam.
Yes, we are.
They took it.
Well, we are talking about relocating the studios.
That's a big move.
It is.
It'll be a big move, but noticeable.
Probably about 10, 12 feet.
Right.
We are thinking
but
of
we're
relocating.
going to expand our location.
But if we were looking for a different
yeah.
place, we would go to Richter and Associates Property Management.
Well, of course we would. Of course, they're licensed real estate brokers and rental property experts in Livingston, Genesee, and Oakland County with more than 40 years of experience.
You'll find them in downtown Howell. You'll also find them online at
Yes, you will.
richterassoc.com.
That's RICHTERASSOC.com.
517-540-9560. Talk to them today. Richter and Associates Property Management. All right, so for the holidays, or for the holiday, Thanksgiving, what are you doing? Besides eating turkey.
Well,
watching
we're
football.
going to my brother's. But
What are you in charge of bringing?
I think we're bringing the mashed potatoes. Which I'm kind of wondering how we're going to keep those warm.
Oh, you can always nuke those.
I mean, it's a 45-minute drive. It's not that bad, but
There's a way, John, to keep those warm.
I guess,
One of
yeah.
those heat bags.
Yeah,
if you
well,
want, but you
well,
don't need
I mean, the box of flakes should be fine on the drive over. It should be okay.
Oh, you're going top shelf. See, here I was envisioning John with a bag of Ore-Ida just already
Oh,
cubed potatoes. Throw them in a bucket, a little bit of milk, throw them in the microwave, mash them up, and you've got mashed potatoes.
Right. That might.
And they'll be warm when you're done with the microwave.
Right.
So that way you don't have to worry about them. But if you're
I don't-
going flakes,
No, we're not. No, my wife won't let me. To me, I was like, why are we not hitting the easy button on this?
See,
You know, we could just buy. Sell them in little trays. You just put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Won't let me. Whatever.
Boston Market.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever.
16 orders of mashed potatoes.
Right. You know, I mean, fine, I guess. Yeah.
All right. I don't know.
What about you?
I don't know. We're usually in charge of corn, but I'm not sure. That's really easy. Frozen corn, you bring the bag.
How can you
Feeds
screw up
$5
corn?
per bag.
You can't screw up corn.
Well, if you over microwave
Yeah,
it,
that's
you can.
true.
But-
Yeah, you don't want to do
So, well, everybody have a great Thanksgiving. And we'll be back on Monday with Cougar.
that. Yeah.
She's back from out of town.
She's
right
out
now.
west right now visiting her
Doing
kids.
Thanksgiving with kids.
Yeah. So, obviously we've missed Cougar. You know, by the way, my daughter's home for the holidays, and she came down to check out the podcast studio.
Oh, she's probably really impressed.
Oh yeah, you can imagine.
She didn't take video and post it elsewhere.
But she did question, why is there a tampon sitting here? I tried to explain. I go, well, Cougar. She's like, Cougar? I'm like, well, I go, wait a minute, you not watching this show? Spun around.
I forgot about that was here.
And then she saw the Barbie, and there was a lot of questions.
What are two grown men doing with a tampon and a Barbie?
It went
in the
from trying to impress her to just trying to get her out of here.
Yeah, on the outside of things, you look at it and you say that is kind of questionable.
Yeah.
Two guys, Barbie dolls, and tampons and a toothbrush. That's kind of weird.
Right.
Yeah.
I tried to explain. Well, see, she brought him because we said we were going to play her guitar.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I don't get the connection. You had to be there,
I guess.
Yeah. So, but
you know what?
Cougar will be back.
It's a good thing to remind people since we're going to be gone for a few days. You can watch previous episodes and get caught up.
You know the best place to do that, don't you?
MikeandJohnPodcast.com.
And while you're there, you can enter to win.
Win what?
A lovely 14-karat gold pendant courtesy of Cooper and Binkley Jewelers. And you have more than one way to win.
That's right, $500 or more.
That's right.
Wow. That's
so
awesome.
Go there, enter to win, and then catch up on your favorite episode.
Yes. Tell your friends.
Right.
Have a viewing party during
I'm sure.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I mean, look, we know the Lions suck and they're going to lose. So once that's apparent,
I don't know. I'm betting they're going for four straight. We'll see. Time will tell.
That's just too un-Lions-like. I'm sorry.
Well, you look at it now, and the Lions have already won more games this season than they won last season, and it's only half over.
How many did they win last year? They only won
like
2.
3.
Oh, did they? Well, they won.
And they've won 4. So
right. Okay.
Yeah. 3 straight, but 4 total.
Right.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
But if we were going to the Super Bowl, we'd want to make sure that our car was in tip-top shape. And, of course, we take it to Murphy's Family Auto. For all your auto repairs and fantasy vehicle maintenance
Super
needs.
Bowl
like I'm getting this ready for the Lions Super Bowl. Since 2011.
You got to be ready for anything.
That's true. Murphy's Family Auto has been specializing in car and truck care, the whole shebang, transmission, electrical, heating and cooling, brakes, all of it. Call Murphy's Family Auto, 517-552-3040.
And they're open on Saturdays, too, from 8 to 1.
Yeah, I don't know if it's this Saturday maybe, but
they
that's
might
why you
take a
call
day
them.
or
That's
two.
why you call them. Or go on their website, murphysfamilyauto.com.
Wow. Have a great Thanksgiving. We will see you back here on Monday.
Right. I think.
Mike and John got it going on.
You've been giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time and giggle on.
All right.
All right, it's your turn for post show.
See you Monday.